All right, call like Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kakodash. That's all praises to the Most High God, the Most High, who people call God, who's the only God, whose true name is Yahweh in the ancient Hebrew tongue, the ancient Paleo Hebrew tongue, in the name of his son Yahweh Shai, who people call Jesus, whose true name is Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessings to the elect, hopefully elect those awakened to the true faith and fighting in it. Much respect and biblical love, and onward to the brothers pushing it and teaching it across the four corners of the globe. Start with the brothers, the true brothers hold it down here. Onward to you brothers at the Great Millstone Church. All right, you true brothers. Much respect and biblical love. Salutations chiefly to the elder apostles and elder bishops at the Great Millstone Church. All right, so a lot of a lot of people, or a lot of men think this is just some uh like pageant show. Like this is like something cute that we all doing, you know? And you couldn't be any further from the truth, man. Just by thinking that, like, you got people that look at us already like the spectacle, like, oh, like we're amusement, or some sort of damn illusion mirror at damn Six Flags or something, at an amusement park. This is not, and they, oh, look what they doing. Oh, look at the little black men, the little black folks. Oh, look at these damn, so-called Indians, so-called, Latinos, which really I can't even say that because a lot of you damn so-called Latinos ain't nowhere to be found, man. You know what I'm saying? The specific tribes, that is, you know, and let that be, for those that listen, that understand this, a shame unto you to provoke you to good works, man. But anyway, and it's because motherfuckers look at this slocky, motherfuckers look at this like it's just some cute crap, you know, and it ain't. When you go out on those, when we out there on those streets, those highways and hedges, right? In those different elements, weather, seasons, dealing with these different people, subject to all these people riding by that probably got cameras and stuff. That's serious, man. We putting our life in damn danger, peril. So in the reality of it, that's what you're seeing. It's nothing cute from if you're on the perspective on the outside, from on the outside looking in or on the inside looking out, man. But especially you that's looking on the inside out, and that's what this lesson from the inside out. You a so-called you a part of this thing, but you don't know what you a part of, and that's the elder apostles always speak about, man. That's what this lesson is really gonna be entitled. This is not a goddamn uh you know a fucking Chris Brown meet. You know what I'm saying? This is not that, man. Well, you go imagine, you go for one moment for $1,000 you get to act like it's something it's not with the goddamn Chris Brown. You know, it is what it is, man. This is not that. For those that know what I'm talking about, let me grab this scripture, man. I believe that's in Second Corinthians, since I started it off there in the fourth chapter. Says what? This is Slocky, not Second Corinthians. It's First Corinthians in the fourth chapter. All right. It says what? This is Second Corinthians 4, and let's start at for I think that God hath set forth us the apostles last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world. See that? For we are made a spectacle. For we are made a spectacle unto the world. See that? That's not what it really is. That's what people make it up to be. Calling good evil, evil good. Change the truth of God into a lie. Scriptures talk about that. You know. turning things upside down, walking past stuff, you know, uh, that's danger on their right hand and on their left, through stuff that's darkness, into things that's of uh, a complete instance of engulfing, them being engulfed in darkness. They don't know. I could tell you in Psalms, the 86nd chapter, these people don't have a goddamn clue. The average person don't have a dang clue what they be looking at, what really be what. This is Psalms 82, and I'm going to start at verse 5. They know not, neither will they understand. See that? They walk on in darkness. Yeah. And how can you walk in darkness? When it was, and this is how you know they're not even aware, or they're oblivious, hence they're not assessing things. Because once you know you in darkness, you're not gonna keep walking, you're gonna cut a light on. You're gonna stop. But that just tells you these people have no goddamn sense of nothing. You're supposed to be able to detect darkness when you see it. You're supposed to be able to recognize things for what they are when you see them. And then that tells you how to properly respond, right? From there on, from that point on, it says they walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. All right, I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Yeah, because you being simple, you moving the same way. You don't realize it's things that you can. Is your outlook, man. But I'm gonna keep it short, man. I'm just gonna go back to the point. This is 1 Corinthians 4, and it says 9. For I think that God hath set forth us the apostles last, yeah, those he has sent out, as they were appointed unto death. See that? For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men. See that? So these people don't have any proper assessment. It say the spiritual man judges all things, you know, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. But the goddamn the damn carnal man, he can't recognize these things because why? He's spiritually discerned. All right, let's get that real quick. This is 2 Corinthians in the first chapter, and I'm gonna get this in the blue letter, right? In the NLT, but I'll read it in the KJV first. It says, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God. See, meaning they can't receive them, they can't understand them, they can't process them, they can't recognize them, they can't accept them for what they are, and esteem them and establish them for what they are and only are, and the way they are to be. It says, for they are foolishness unto him. So they just outright see it and cast it around behind their back. They don't think none of it. They don't take the time to examine, right, and know. And that's heavy because the scriptures tell you to examine thyself if thy be in the faith, right? Now, how the heck can you do that if you ain't took the time to examine what the faith is, what it is you caught up in? Because the faith is said, which is a fight, because the faith is said to be a fight according to us being told to fight the good fight of faith. So you got motherfuckers that think, when they come in this, it's goddamn, like I said, just, dudes wasting their time, or they just finna, the Lord gonna come back tomorrow. And that's not how this thing go. It's a process you go through, man. That's why I says, my son, if you come to serve the Lord, let me grab that real quick since I'm there. 2:1, it says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. You're going to be dealing with, this is some real stuff you dealing with goddamn principalities, goddamn demons, images. That's the same thing that happened to Job. When you go to Job and the goddamn Salakia, Job in the what's that? Say it was, was it the 4th chapter? Yeah. This is Job 4. And I'm gonna start at because Job, he's somebody that he represent a believer, right? Especially in the end times. Those that's uh that's been considered to probably to be of something perfect, right? So he's like gold, but gold got to be tried to prove that. To prove it's truly gold. Like we believe we struck gold, but we got to make sure it's gold by trying it. And then after the trying, you find out if it was or not. Meaning if what the substance you thought was gold would stand or not. Because everything that's not of gold is not going to withstand. So if you're not gold at all, you're not going to withstand at all. But what isn't gold on top of what is gold is going to be separated. The stuff that isn't gold ain't going to last. It ain't going to go. But you going to actually stand being the golden one, right? But anyway, this is Job 4:13. It says, in the thoughts and visions of the night, when deep sleep falleth on men, fear came upon me and trembling, which made all my bones to shake. Then a spirit passed before my face. The hair of my flesh stood up. It stood still, but I could not discern the form thereof. An image was before mine eyes. There was silence. See that? And I heard a voice saying, so you get the Lord open you up to things. He opened you up to the spirit world when you said to be of one serving the Lord. Said to, possibly, be considered as gold, which is what he wants. But he gonna prove it, man. And these are things he used to prove it. These are angels, man. All right. So going back to Sirach 2, keep this short. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Right? So spirits, man. Winds, ways, people of the adversary, damn Satan, the so-called white man, his crap, the world of the so-called white man, to try you and provoke you. It says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in time of trouble. See that? Cleave unto him and depart not away. Exactly. So this thing get real. It make men want to leave. You got dudes putting in resignations. Like literally going online saying they putting in a resignation. They resigning from because they so shook up by what's going on. They can't, but they supposed to count at the cost. Like the Lord said, you supposed to know what the hell you involved in. It says, and depart not away that thou mayest be increased in thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire. See that? For gold is tried in the fire, and unacceptable men in the furnace of adversity. See that? So this is what comes with serving the Lord, man. It says, for believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy and go not aside lest ye fall. Yeah, dude be at the goddamn camp, not realizing like what could await him after the camp. You come back, go back. You can go have a family, your whole fucking family gone. You go back to the goddamn camp. So you go back home from the camp. You can goddamn get arrested that day. But see, you supposed to know all these things. Luke 14:28, it says it started let's start at 25. And there went great multitudes with him. Him being the Messiah, Yahushua. It says, and he turned and said unto them, right? If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. Yeah, you might as well stop following me now. Because the path I take to get to life, which you ought to know I'm on my way to life, right? Is not an easy path, man. The things you're gonna be faced with, the obstacles, the things that's gonna be obstacles in your way that you gotta get over. It's not tough, man. Your family could turn into an obstacle. It could be, the things that's revealed to be obstacles. You can, if that's what it is, that's what it is, man. And you gotta get over it. Things that's not of the path, won't be on the path. They'll probably be on the outside of the path, and the things that try to pull you off the path. You gotta be able to recognize that, but it's gonna destroy you. That's why it's likened unto what? A fire, a fire on one hand and a deep water, a consuming fire on one hand and a deep water on the other, man. So you want to drown or or be burned and consumed alive, man. Everything you are. You know, you want to be suffocated or what? Pick one. You know? So okay, if not, stay your ass on the path and deal with the tight narrowness of it. It says, and whosoever do not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. So it's burdens you bear trying to walk down the path too. You know, it's things you gotta hold down and hold on to. You know, keep with you, which is the belief, the understanding who you are. You know, the responsibilities. That's a burden. Them things that can weigh you down. You know, that's why people don't like responsibilities. They want to just be able to roam free and move lightly, man. They want to be able to move without the ball. You know what I'm saying? But see, ain't no off ball with this, man, if you will. You can have somebody help you, but even then, you still got to bear your own cross, man. That's, you know, it's just different. It says, that analogy for those that know ball, man, basketball. But anyway, it says, for which of you intended to build a tower? This the point. Sit it not down first and count the cost, right? And count the cost. For which of you intended to build a tower? Sit it not down first and count the cost. Yeah, before you go get into any damn endeavor, you're gonna find out how much it costs to even do it. What is it gonna take? You gotta get the stuff organized, budgeting. You gotta consider this, consider that. Well, if I spend this, I ain't gonna have this. Well, this is gonna put me in the hole this much. Okay. Well, I got this much. I'm gonna have to take from this. I'm gonna have to take what you know, from this in order to, you know, this is gonna take me away from here. But if you want to build that tower, right? If you want to have that tower that you could run into and be safe, you're gonna consider first, you know, and you're gonna go through whatever you gotta go through to get it done. It says, and count the cost, whether he has sufficient to finish it. All right. So that's the first part. So I don't even got to get into the other part. So again, when you go back to 1 Corinthians 2:14, but the natural man receiveth not the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness unto him. See that? Neither can he know them because they are spiritually discerned. Exactly. They can't recognize that this is something that they got to consider. You know, so again, simply, how can you examine to see if you be in the faith if you ain't took time to consider what the faith actually consists of? You wouldn't, and that would mean you would not a spiritual man. You stupid. You walking on, you know, you probably here. So I says many are called, but few are chosen, because a lot didn't really get it, man. A lot just think this is some cute job, which takes me to my point right here in the blue letter, Mark 10 and 35. And James and John, right, the son of Zebedee, come unto him, right, saying, Master, we would that thou shouldest do for us whatsoever we shall desire. And matter of fact, I want to get this version so you can understand it better, the point of what I'm trying to say. It says, or the example I'm using, like I said, it's not no pageant. It says, when you go watch your kids, and they look so cute. Look, they got their little suits on. You know, that whole spectacle thing. Oh, baby, I'm glad you're doing something. She don't know, your mama don't know, your dang wife, the people that's simple, that's spiritually discerned, they don't know, like, you're waging war, your life on the line, right? You're actually doing something that the so-called white man, the system that be, right, that has her subjected, and your whole family is something that the damn so-called white man invested billions of dollars to make sure we never get a hold to, because it's gonna overthrow the whole world. And they was waiting for the day, and they already built up for the day to completely just try to take you out or respond to when you would start getting a hold of that and bringing forth the things of it, to where, you know, they have to come round you up and shit get real. They have no clue that's what you're a part of, man. They have no clue. Like, this something cute. This is of the thing that's gonna be a part of the man that's gonna basically make sure this earth rock to and fro like a drunkard. This is the doctrine of the man that's gonna come and onslaughter the people that's investing all this money into keeping us goddamn sleep and having her be, you know what I'm saying? These people, they elevator don't go that high, man. No clue. You know, which is the Edomites. He's gonna come and go into Edom and come back with his raiment completely stained, man. You know, this is actually gonna change the world as she know it. You know, this is gonna actually get her put to death if she speak up against it wrong. Speak to it wrong. You know, and doesn't align with it, because it's the Heavenly Father's her Creator's words that was given to her son, but she don't even peep it. That was given to her husband, she don't even peep it. It was to her brother, but she don't even peep it. You know, given to his wife to live, but he don't even recognize it. Like damn Abigail and I think Nabal his name was. It says Matthew 20:20. It says, then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons. It says, then came to him, meaning the Messiah, the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshiping him and desiring a certain thing of him, like he's Santa Claus or something. It says, and he said unto her, what wilt thou? She said unto him, grant that these my two sons may sit, the one on thy right hand and the other on the left in thy kingdom. So this man not Santa Claus. She couldn't come put her child, these young men on Yahweh left leg and right leg, and they take a picture, you know, while he wears big ass fake velvet, you know, dressed like a damn big ass red cherry. You know what I'm saying? Look, lepers as hell. Talking about some, you know, what you want to ask Santa for, that he gonna give it to you. Some make believe crap like that, man. And they snag a tooth and they take a damn picture, you know. This is not that, man. This is people that. Hey, it says the God of this mind has blinded the minds of these people, man. These people are, man, they warped. They warped in the mind. They ain't processed the picture right. You know, back in the day when the damn pictures, you would go get your camera, your film developed, and some pictures will come out like, once they like process, they'll come out like with blurs on them or something like that. The picture didn't process right, man. And that's how Jake, when it comes to Jake, their perception, like you can see it in the form of a picture, it would be a warped ass, improperly developed picture, man. It ain't it, too much. They ain't get it. It was too much light, or they just didn't. You know, they missed it. So you could basically, it'll show you like they barely captured what was actually there. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it says, but Yahweh Shah answered and said unto her, and said, ye know not what ye ask. See that? Ye know not what ye ask. Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They say unto him, we are able. And he said unto them, ye shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to my right hand, but to sit on my right hand and on my left, it is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared of my Father. So this is not no damn little easy thing. It's not something cute. Oh, Yahweh, I know you gonna have your kingdom, baby. Can I sit with you and all that? This is not that. You got people that's not even gonna enter the kingdom. You know, they gonna have to be born in the kingdom. They ain't gonna enter the kingdom though. That's for the first fruits. Cause why? They wouldn't have got it, man. They wouldn't be deemed fit, you know, for the master's use. You know, you're not holding the wine right, the wine right, the doctrine. You don't get it. You know, you a vessel that's gonna drop the wine, spill the wine, right, all over the place, because you can't you know. You can't hold it. You don't get it. You don't get what it's about. You a cup that's supposed to hold this, man. Like you're supposed to be able to hold your liquor. You know? It says, and when the 10 heard it, they were moved with indignation against the two brethren. You know? This is some real stuff, man. So this is not some cute job, man. Again, I had one more, but I'm gonna finish here. This is 2 Corinthians 1. And jumping to the point, it says, did I get my bad? Salakia. Go back to the 4th chapter. Forward and where we at? I'm gonna just read this, man. This is 2 Corinthians 4 and 2. It says, but have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of God deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of God. But if our gospel be hid, right, you don't get what it is that's to come, what this was what got to go on, what's and that's actually to be the gospel to you, right? It is hid to them that are lost, and whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which, believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Amashiach, who is the image of the Most High Yahweh, should shine unto them. Exactly, man. So we trying to tell you, you know, the way you look at things and people do stuff like, we all gonna be matching. Girl, you gonna look so cute. Oh, look at my baby. Yeah, everybody got their garments. Okay, everybody, y'all ready? All right, 1, 2, 3. Call la, yeah. No, you standing with you don't know if you gotta be a damn martyr, man. You don't know if you standing, this thing's serious, man. You don't know if Satan might target a brother standing next to you, or you might, ultimately the brother might, could pass over on this side, man. This thing real. It can get too cold, brother don't want to do it no more, man. He go back talking about he black. Because you doing that, you targeted. He that departed from evil maketh himself a prey, man. All right, so this is not that, man. All right, it tell you when you jump down to verse 7, but we have this treasure in earthen vessels, but that the excellency of the power may be of God, Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shah, not of us. We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair, because we understand what came with these things. These are men that count the cost. Persecuted but not forsaken. See that? Cast down but not destroyed. But some will go ahead and be forsaken based off how they handle persecution. Some will go on and be destroyed based off how they handle being cast down, man. Being brought low for a season, for a moment, man. In whatever way. Always bearing about in the but those that don't, won't. It says, always bearing about in the body the dying of the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, that the life also of Yahushua HaMashiach may be manifest in the body. And Yahushua, he was an austere man, plain. He didn't have much glory, beauty to people would desire him. It wasn't cute. We wasn't here trying to fucking look cute, man. Oh yeah, all the brothers gonna be there today. Yeah, it's fine, but what's your thought process when you think of that? This is not a pageant show, man. I could really end this here. I'm gonna jump down. Verse 15. It says, "For all things are for your sakes, that the abundant grace might through the thanksgiving of many may redound to the glory of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish." See that? Yet the inward man is renewed by day. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment. See, that's gonna go on. Working for us a far more exceeding and external weight of glory. No one told you lifting weights is gonna hurt. No one told you about to lift weights. You just came to the gym, thought we was gonna pose it up, flick it up. No, bro, this is not that. It says, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. This is not a passage, so we ain't here to look cute, man. This is what it's about, and it's about men understanding that around you. The Israelites, from the men to the women, the brothers to the sisters to the children, the little boys and girls. All right, and Yahweh, while Yahweh Shah both understand that. It says, which are not seen, but for the things which are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. So I'm just give it do it by the Spirit, man. So I'm gonna end where I started, but this the other scripture that had hit me. This is Salak. This is Luke 9:55. He said, but he turned and rebuked them and said, ye know not what manner of spirit, right, ye are. See that? People don't, the Lord, like, man, you don't know what's going on because they came talking about some, you want us to damn call fire from heaven on these people, man. You know, like we damn raiding from damn Mortal Kombat. When it's not, it don't just come down. It ain't about that, man. There's some serious stuff going on. The Lord ain't here just assessing people. Like you ain't. He said, let the wheat and the tare grow together. Let she root up also the wheat, man. You let the Lord do all that. You know, you got to get this thing right. This is a very delicate, serious matter in events, a string of events that's making one big event that's taking place, man. That's gonna take place. It's ultimately about to take place. And if you don't understand that, hey, you gonna end up where your ass, you gonna end up sifted, you know, or getting it last minute when it's too late. And then even then you still ain't gonna get it. Many gonna come up to him and say, Lord, Lord, Lord. He's like, I never knew you. Right? And what is he? He's the word. So if the word never knew you, the spirit never knew you, wisdom never knew you, right? Because your house has been made wisdom unto us. That means you never knew wisdom. You never knew the spirit. You never knew your house. You never knew this word. You never knew what manner spirit you was of, man. All right. So your house not with that. This is in the NLT. When James and John saw this, verse 54, they said to Yahushua, should we call fire down from heaven to burn them up? But Yahushua turned and rebuked them. See that? Lord not playing. So I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Back in 2 Corinthians in the 4th chapter, in the 9th verse, it reads, Salakia, 4 and 9 in the first Corinthians letter. It says, for I think that God has set us forth the apostles last as it were appointed to death. Everybody not gonna die for this, but it's gonna be different forms of death. People not gonna have what people's got labeled the ultimate death, which is truly sleep happening to him. But it will be different forms. Your old man got to be mortified. All of that, man. You're gonna lose your life. Your feelings, all of that. It says, for we are made a spectacle unto the world. See that? What we actually got going on with this truth actually is what this thing's all about. We dealing with real life and issues because we serve the Lord. We being purified. They ain't even really issues. Lord got everything being filtered and, out to life that's crap to make you only be on point, and he's moving you in the right direction unto life. But everybody else make this out to be something else. For we are made a spectacle unto the world and to angels and to men. So this ain't this entertainment to some people, but it ain't to be for those that's on the outside looking in. But it's not to be that for those that's on the inside looking out, man. That's really should be on the inside looking around. Already understanding and knowing what's on the outside. It says, we are fools for Hamashiach, but ye are wise in Hamashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, right? But we are despised. So you got to understand that, man. He's talking to you because most will look at it like, man, we ain't nobody honoring us, so we got to be despicable. We don't have certain strengths that this world allows you to we don't have strengths certain strengths that people esteem, because the Lord gives men things, allows men to have things for a balance so he can reach all men. You know what I'm saying? But we don't have what we ought to have, and all the things we could have. Lord ain't gonna give you, he don't give you everything, man. He's just not gonna do it. So this thing over with, man. Wrapping up at the end. But we got everything right now. You know, it says, we are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised. Even unto this present hour, we both hunger and thirst and are naked and are buffeted and have no certain dwelling place. All right. Uh, and labor, working with our own hands, being reviled. We bless, being persecuted. We suffer it. See that? Because that don't mean that's actually the end all be all. That's actually going on because we are of the things that they accusing us of, that, you know, they're trying to make us out to be. You know, Satan wants you in your mind to make it out to be. You know, it's what it is. All right. It says, which is the truth, and a testimony against these people. And brothers really being awakened. You are a part of the awakening. The valley of dry bones being stood up, and you are a part of helping the ministry that is ushering forth the gathering of the elect. You know, and that's why you gotta take this serious, man, or die. It says, being defamed, we entreat, we are made as the filth of the world. And see, we are made as the filth of the world and are the offscouring of all things unto this day. This the last scripture. I write not these things to shame you, but as my beloved sons, I warned you. See, I warn you, man. All right. Don't damn be misconstrued, you know, when it come to dealing with this ministry, because you ain't took the time to really understand it. You know, what you read is what you really a part of and what the Lord really requires. And then you get your ass sifted because you got the wrong perspective. You end up offending because you got the wrong perspective. You people on the outside, you people that's attached to the people that's on the inside, making you a part of the inside. Don't do it to yourself, man. This is not some little cute shit. Brothers don't get together, and it's not some goddamn boys club, hangout, pageant club, fucking so-called fake sisterhood. This is not that, man. All these women out here forming so-called sisterhoods on what's called. Are y'all understanding of what's gonna go on? What you a part of, man? Do you really get it? Cause he talking to you too. You know, you seeing the setting up of the world to come, the next world leaders, regardless if you believe it or not. And if you being negligent with that while having that duty, having that be manifested in people's eyes, being a part of this thing, like being on the inside, on the outside looking in, because you thought it was just some cute job, some cool job, you know, it's just another one that, you know, yeah, I mean, I got the mics, and now I gotta go get with the brothers. I gotta, you know what I'm saying, I got the mics, you know what I'm saying, now I gotta go get with the brothers, you know, and, you know what I'm saying, I got had that, you know, sure you like me breaking the scriptures down, you know what I'm saying, I out here rebuke these devil, that madness. All right, man. You know, and you know, I said with humor, you can't do nothing but laugh at it. You know, outside watching, you know, whoever think like that, move like that, you be yourself. If it be yourself being like that, you can't do nothing outside of that besides watching, you know, the outcome. You know, the demise that's gonna come from that. All right. Call on my Yahweh Shah. Shalom.